I am
strange.
excited for Creepy Creative because it allows us to meet that artist there to just
Right.
to share their products and who they are and their love and their passion and tell their story to the people and let them know that they exist and I wanted to do that because there's so many crazy good products out there, and I'm not just saying products, I'm like paintings or stories, and I really want to connect with them and have them on the platform. So, that being said, uh, we have our first creepy creative here. Yes, we do, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So, let's do it. You ready?
Let's
Let
do
me
it.
Let's do it. Mhm.
Our creepy creative from our creepy creative helms from a vast creativity of uniqueness and original concepts from his nightmares of imagination to popular games. We have witnessed some hybrid monstrosities. Here's our creepy creative for this week. Chris Shurr with the Polaris Breach FX.
Oh, let's do it.
Trick or treat.
Woo!
What is up, Chris?
Oh
How's it
yeah,
going, man?
what's going on? How's it going?
I just want to say this, Chris, right off the jump. I'm a big mask buff. I love masks and everything, props, costumes. And when Willie
Sure.
told me about your props, when he told me about your page, I checked it out. I was like, this is so good. The creativity, all the stuff, it
Thank
like
you.
blew my mind. Like it's really good. I just want to give you that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Whoa, there we are. I want to say this too, like Chris, like I've seen you trend and buzz in the community on Facebook,
Oh
and I'm
yeah.
like, "What is this?" And I will see your pictures pop up, and I'm like, man, this for you just to come out and create some amazing stuff with your products and to get everyone talking is good. You know, it just shows your talent and your skills. And so let's go right in. Let's dive right into some of your work. We have some questions to ask you and to share a
Sure.
little bit about your passion. So go ahead, Brent.
All right. How did you come up with your name, and why is the shark your profile picture?
Okay, so not much scares me anymore. I was born on Halloween. I've been doing this stuff my whole life. And what does terrify me is the movie Jaws,
Oh,
classic horror movie. And the idea, I studied sharks for a while. I wanted to be a marine biologist. And if you know what a Polaris breach is, it's when a shark comes straight up out of the water, breaches out of the water, floats there for a minute, and usually rips the seal to shreds. I thought that is probably the most terrifying thing I could think of happening to me. And so,
Right.
in the vein of like the haunt world, you see an actor usually 3 to 7 seconds, and then they're gone. If I can create that same kind of fear and memory that I have with the idea of a shark attacking me with these actors, then I think I've done what I want to do. I want to create something that you're going to see a flash of it and be like, what the hell was that? And think about it later.
I like
Wow.
And so,
I like that.
so the,
too.
yeah, so it's the idea of, just as damaging and terrifying as a shark attack would be, I want the haunt actors that buy from me to be able to sort of instill that same fear into the guests.
Yeah, when I was looking at the
Absolutely.
name, I was like, what is this name? I was like, this is like really unique. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask him about this. That's awesome.
But I
Oh
think his
yeah.
product, not only that, but I think his product stands out so much. Like you mentioned that it's gonna be like this attack. When you have your products in like let's say a UV maze, looking at some of these
Yes.
products here, it stands out. It's not like something like some blow in the night. Look at the detail, guys. Look at this is what Chris
Oh
is doing.
wow.
Oh wow.
Do you
Yeah,
see?
and see,
Go ahead.
well, the
go ahead.
thing is like, because a lot of haunts have low light. Now, you mentioned black light. Yes, in a black light maze, this stuff is going to be coming at you from all angles.
Right.
But if you're in a lower light maze, having these high contrast paints, when the light does hit it, it's going to be like, whoa, whoa, and then it goes away. Whereas a lot of times in my experience, I've done haunting for about 15 years. I usually do the makeup. A lot of people want a ton of blood, and it dulls the colors. It dulls the look that the makeup may have had you not smothered it in blood or gore. And so I stepped away from that and instead started utilizing just these insane colors that might get any reaction in any kind of light. So if you see Mr. Eyeball here in a red light, sure, you're going to lose the depth, but it's still an eyeball with a mouth. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
Right.
I love that. Look at that, you guys. Wow.
Yeah. I just had to take another look and look at your stuff, man. I noticed you also make those that Warhammer from Mortal Kombat. That's
freaking
yep.
His gaming gear is just is phenomenal, and it's something I don't see anyone doing this. Like you're the only one that's doing that, right?
Is that like an inspired costume from what's that game?
Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out an idea to how do I make something look like it's an animatronic underneath the outfit.
I love that.
And actually, I just riveted plates of the material I use and then cut the costume, and then I could build up the material.
Speaking of that, I was gonna add on to that. I seen in your pictures, I swear I seen a Borderlands mask. It looked really dope.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. I've done a lot of Borderlands commissions. Tiny Tina. What's the one guy? Zero.
Claptrap.
Claptrap. Yep. So like I started in the haunt community because I love Halloween. Like I said, it's my birthday. It's my life.
Right.
But because of my love for fantasy and sci-fi as well as horror, my art also sometimes leans into the direction of cosplay more than haunt acting.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The only downside to that is when you get into the realm of cosplay, you start dealing with copyrights.
Hey, Chris, I got another question for you here.
Sure.
How did you start making your mask and props?
Well, originally I was a stone sculptor, if you can believe that. And I made gargoyles.
That's
that's ugly.
Yeah, right? Well, the thing with doing stone is it takes about a year to 2 years for one project. And I have AD. I need instant gratification. So I'm like, okay, what can I start sculpting where I can. Well, the other thing about a gargoyle is it sits there and it's not alive. And I had this overwhelming urge to create things that I could see live. I spent a lot of, when I was in college, I did like live theater and things like that. So I was like, if I can make costumes and masks and then have a performer utilize them, then I can see it living. And in a way, it makes me feel like Dr. Frankenstein and but the actors are the lightning, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So I create the monster, but they bring it to life.
Correct. Right.
Love that.
And
that's amazing.
and it was very much like, I need more, I need to see a performance with my pieces. And this just seemed the best way because, once an actor's in it and they really realize how much they can utilize the costume before even getting into the acting techniques, it just amplifies the entire creature. If that you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Got another question for you here, Chris. Take us through your process of designs and creativity.
It's a lot of chaos, a lot of doubt, depression, and hate. No, no. It really starts with a general idea, like let's say someone wanted a clown, but not a clown. You want to stick with the certain motifs that fit: ghosts, clowns, scarecrows. But then how do I change it? How do I make it not a scarecrow you'd see at Spirit Halloween? How do I make this a scarecrow? Yes. How do I make this thing where it's going to have its own life, its own story? And then when the actor has it, just completely original. And that's one thing that's with all masks. I don't use molding and casting. I hand make everyone. So so if you see a mask you like, I can make it again, but it will not be the exact same.
So how
I
long
like
does it
that.
take? How long does that process take for you to finish an order? So let's say if I
Um,
give you an order, we know what we
it
want to do.
yeah, if let's say you ordered like 10 masks, um, I could get that done in probably a month and a half.
Wow.
Dang.
If you ordered one
Amazing.
mask and I'm on my game, give me 2 days and I got it done.
Wow.
Oh wow, that's a turnaround.
Yeah,
Got a,
but you know, sometimes life gets in the way. But
Of course.
Got another question here for you, Chris. What
yeah,
excites you about making your mask and props?
again, it's knowing that I'm going to see them alive. When
Right.
I was in art school, you know, we had to make sculptures and paintings, and it was fun. You learned a lot of cool technique, but it would just exist on a wall or on a shelf, and, and it was almost like you get a little depressed about it. But when you make something, when you know you're making something that someone has ordered and they're excited about it, and they're excited to be able to put it on and become this thing, it just breathes a whole different perspective into making it. It's not like, oh, I got to put some teeth on. Well, no, like this
Wow.
guy here, you know, like he's supposed to be a child of Corvinus, and I'm like, okay, that's underworld reference. They had the father of vampires and werewolves. Well, how about I do both in one mask?
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Bringing it
Got
to
it's
life.
another, go ahead, Chris.
it's my whole childhood. I was born in '82. When I was 5, I saw Alien, which probably wasn't the best time to see Alien, but ever since then, the Alien has always been my, I guess, my spirit animal.
Nice.
And I just always loved monsters, no matter what they were, no matter who they were, or if they could 1,000 people. Yeah, but they're, you know, he's still a good monster deep down inside, you know. And I just always have had that connection with the beasts. And when it comes to making, like I said, it's just all about bringing them to life. And I just if I didn't do this for a job or try to make it my business, I would still do it anyway.
Right.
Because
it's your passion.
it's literally a passion. Yeah.
So how did you make that jump from scoping, you know, gargoyles and statues to now doing masks? What
Masks.
made you do that jump?
I had always dabbled with like just doing makeup, like face paintings and stuff like that. And I was like not very good at drawing, and I was getting kind of annoyed with myself. So one day a local place had this thing where it was like a duct tape challenge, make an outfit out of duct tape.
Yes.
And I made like I made like a 3-piece suit with like a Doctor Doom mask out of duct tape.
Wow.
And
Oh, wow.
I was like, you know, I wonder if there's a better material I could use for this. And so I wasn't good at casting, but I was like, if I can find a way to fabricate a mask rather than cast it and mold it, then I might be onto something. So I found this material. It's a thermoplastic called Wonderflex. It's kind of like Warbler, which is used in the cosplay world a lot and theater world. And I started making Greek theater masks, like like the classic drama tragedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was making those for some live theater productions, and then I was like, you know what? What if I put teeth on this? What if I give it an extra eyeball? What if I? And it just, I started playing. I spent about 6 years in my parents' garage. But yeah, the Mothman.
That is
Wow,
insane.
that's sick.
I was just talking to a friend of mine about trying to find a way to create a Mothman costume. That is freaking awesome.
Well, I'll tell you the secret. Go on Amazon, look up what's called ISIS dance wings. ISIS dance wings.
No.
And what they are is it's 2 metal rods that you hold, and then a strap goes around your neck, and you hold out your arms, and it extends the wings.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
what I did, it's how they do like the when they're dancing, like ballet. And stuff.
Okay.
Now, what I did is I attached the rods to the top of my wrist, like the Predator blades.
Mm-hmm.
So I had hand movement.
Nice.
That's probably one of the probably one of the better, if not the best, Mothman costume I've seen. Like,
Oh, thank you.
That is
I was
fantastic.
I was scaring traffic with it.
It would
should,
suck to try to do a maze with that costume.
They
Like,
should make,
all right,
Right?
they should make Mothman like a horror villain or something. You know, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I
One
mean,
thing
you-
that's cool about that costume is he looks great if he's like propped above you, like looking down at you.
I must say, like, you have created not only just masks, but you have created cosplay on a whole nother level. I
Mhm.
mean,
Well, thank you. Thank
I
you.
love it because people can literally just order not only just the mask for the haunt community, but cosplay.
hmm
And I know. Go ahead. You go ahead. I know you. Brent wants to ask you this question. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you this one first. How would you sell your product to a customer that doesn't know you?
Oh, that's a good
I
question.
would. Well, okay. I would tell them, do you want something that you can wear for 5 to 6 hours and not die?
So your costumes are all lightweight and move, and
They
can
breathe. Yes.
breathe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they
That's good.
breathe. They're lightweight. They're made out of costume thing, like the armor. The yellow guy, he's made out of the stuff you'd put on your floor to help with back support.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Really?
EVA
Okay.
foam. Yeah,
Okay.
EVA foam is what they call it. Yeah.
So then plates are just made out of foam, correct? Like,
Yep. And then certain, like the mask and the shoulder pieces, are made out of the same thing I would make the mask.
I just don't know how you have the time to do all this. I'm looking at all your products, and it's crazy,
Late
Like-
nights.
crazy detail.
This
It-
guy
it-
on the right in the purple, like that is badass. I would definitely buy something like that for me.
He's it's interesting. The guy wanted two things and he didn't know how. He wanted a jester, but he also wanted a Japanese oni, like an oni
Yeah.
demon.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, well, that one has over 65 bells attached to it.
What?
Yep.
He's
No
half-
sneaking up.
Yeah. go
No
ahead.
sneaking up, people.
Right. But I mean, again, that costume's for cosplay. But you have literally taken over the industry of you got the haunt and you got cosplay and creating these amazing outfits where people can just dress in them and be their wacky self. So that's really cool.
Speaking of cosplay, here's another question for you. Since you are open, have you seen an increase in sales through cosplay?
Not so much through cosplay. Okay, let me take that back. Have you ever heard of like Wasteland Weekend or Mad Max cosplay, like that
Mhm.
kind of stuff?
Mhm.
I get a lot of orders from them, but most of it comes
Okay.
from haunt community. When I go to
Right.
Trans World every year, and that's where a lot of
saw
my
that.
orders come from. Yeah.
I saw that.
And I think why that is because cosplay people tend to often want very specific
Correct.
that look like they were on screen.
Right.
And though I can do that, it is, like I said, copyright issues. I don't
Yeah.
want to get in trouble. And it's a little more difficult. Like I can make a mummy, like, okay, make me a mummy. Okay. But if they're like, hey, make me a Darth Vader mask. Oh, well, it's a little more just a touchy ground. I have a lot more wiggle room in the haunt community, and that's what I love about it.
So how was business for you this year?
It was good. I started my business 2 years ago. First year was a trial run. This year I realized that if I keep pushing, I will be able to make it my full-time job.
Amazing.
Which that's fantastic. I'm guessing I'm projecting maybe 2 more years, and then I should be able to make it full-time. And I just, like I said, the more monsters I can make, if people want costumes, anything like that, I'll help you brainstorm. If you want to create creatures or something new, I love doing it. The thing, here's my only, I guess every upside has a downside. I never learned to sew.
Oh wow.
Right? But I can remanipulate costumes in other ways with rivets, using leather, hot
Mhm.
glue, things like
Right.
Okay.
Do you attend to any haunts at all, like guest act or anything? I wanted to.
Do I have a home haunt? I was just thinking about that, and I have been one of the makeup artists for a theme park known as Cedar Point for about 12 years.
I know.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, the Point. They, however, have their own. They do everything on their own, so they don't use my masks, but my makeup is there. But no, honestly, I have masks all over the place. I have them in South Africa, Australia, Germany.
Wow.
Just, and it might just be like one haunt, oh, they bought 5 over in, Zimbabwe. I'm like, here you go, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
So yeah, they're all over the place. It's fun. I love it. Go ahead.
I'm loving
Go ahead, Bryce.
I'm loving these masks because one of the big things I love is something different and unique. And so far, you're doing what I love is creatures. I love creatures, and it's unhumanoid. Even like the humanoid skeleton you got, it's unhuman with the worms. That's the stuff I love.
Right.
It's right up my alley. It's fantastic.
Right.
It's original and unique. I don't even know what the heck this thing is. It looks like almost like the Attack on Titan grew a mouth and came out jarring. Like that.
It was my version of a Wendigo, because like
I was going to say that.
yeah, because the Wendigo is basically the curse of greed and hunger. So
Right.
why not make his mouth bigger and gnarlier and grosser?
I like
yeah.
it. I mean, Bryce, you're saying it. It's original. You don't see it. You don't see it out much. And when you see something that is really cool, like your product, you got to get it. And to know that it's only one, you're gonna get that one, and then after that, it's gonna be different.
It'd be different. And one, like you were saying about how the shapes change. When I was in theater school, one thing we learned about costuming in shadows on stage is if you can change the contour shape of a human shadow, you're golden. Right. So in a haunt setting, if you can change the shape of their nose and their face and their head and just something simple like that, like these could do, you've changed the fact that, well, that's not a human standing there. What is that? And that again just adds to the atmosphere.
Oh yeah, it adds to mystery and the unknown. What lurks in the darkness. So that's really cool.
How do they feel? Are they like stiff? Are they like they look like they're almost like a hard plastic?
It would, yeah. It's like a flex. It's plastic with nylon weaved into it, so it's not as rigid as say resin would be. It does like flex a little bit.
Okay.
But I then line the inside with foam, so you're not like you don't have hard plastic against your face. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else. Willie probably can back me up on this. You need a booth at Fear Expo.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I heard.
You need a booth.
Yeah, because look, there's some haunts out there that can't they will see your product.
Willie, you're low. We can't hear you.
Yeah, you're low.
Hey.
Sorry, my mic wasn't on again. These difficulties. But anyways, I think there's going to be haunts that can't get to Transworld, and and I think Fear Expo is trying to meet their needs and meet them where they're at, and so have your products there because they're going to go crazy for it again.
Where is Fear Expo at?
It's in Kentucky.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah. I'm in Ohio. So.
Nice.
Okay, yeah. So, but look, I want to say this: your product has stopped and has created a buzz within the community, and I want to say, job well done for doing that. You have brought value and something more to the industry. Bryce and I, we say this all the time: like we want a vendor that could give us more, and you totally did that here. Yeah.
Well,
please bring that spring trap.
Oh, you got it, man.
I want it. I'll be at Fear Expo. I want to see that. I got it. I'm in love with it. Like I know. I definitely after the show I'm going to be looking up some pictures of it and stuff. I had your Facebook pulled up. I had to look at your stuff and
I did.
Yeah, I got one more question here for you, Chris.
Sure.
Do you have an online store and how can we reach you?
I don't have like a website per se, but I take orders through Instagram, which is Polaris. Yeah, there it is. And Facebook business page, which is also Polaris Breach FX.
I just want to say we had an awesome time with you, Chris. It was great having you on the show. I love your work.
Thank you.
I was telling Willie, I was like, I got to buy some of these.
Hell yeah, man. Anything you want. And if you want to draw something up and, hey, can you elaborate on this? I love doing that. Because that means the actor who is going to be the creature now has a part in its birth, in its creation, and that's nice. Yeah, it just adds a little more connection to the whole process.
especially the boss from Immortal Kombat. I seen that mask from the
Yeah,
game. Yeah, that was
Shao Kahn.
Yeah, I'm already on your Instagram. I had to take a look. I see you did a spring trap. Oh,
Yep.
this is right on it. Oh, that is cool.
Well, I just want to say thank you so much, Chris, for the time. We appreciate you. Thanks for being our first Creepy Creative and holding it down. Keep doing you. And you guys, please
Hell
go
yeah.
out and follow, like, show some support, and buy his products. You know, he's
Hell
ready.
yeah.
He's hungry for work. So let's do it. And
Let's do
hopefully we'll
it.
see you at Expo. But I will see you at Transworld for sure.
Hell yeah.